Good evening, one and all, and welcome to another edition of the Full-Time Sports Network's Cop Talk. Each and every Thursday, this is the place to be. Remember, 10 o'clock, right here. Good evening, Brother Stoney. How are we doing, sir?
Yeah. I'm good, RT. Just looking forward to this week's show.
We've got a lot to get on with this week, I tell you, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Dr. Blake, how are you doing, sir?
I'm revitalized after yesterday. Revitalized, bro.
It's
coming home. It's coming home.
I couldn't imagine. There's a lot to talk about, man, because we got to talk about Man United. We got to talk about the Hammers, and also we've got a big one coming up. So we can't leave that out. So we got a lot to get through this week, man. So obviously, as we will do, we will start at the beginning. Man United at home. So before we start off, gentlemen, let me just say, in all the groups and everything that I was in, I know Doctor's been watching a couple because he's been in the same one as me, but I was being absolutely honest, and my thing was this. I knew that Man United were going to come out the same way that they played against Bayern Munich, and they're going to sit back to make it hard for us. Because they couldn't afford to get another tuck-in. They couldn't afford to have another one. And I know for a fact that when teams sit back against Liverpool, this is when we struggle. We struggle to open them up when teams sit back. And so said, so done. But still saying that, for me, I think we should have still got a result, man. Talk to me about that game, man. What are we doing?
I looked in it in quite a few parts as well, RT, on that, because it was a strange one. Watching the game, it wasn't until the end when you have an opportunity to try and reflect that I actually realized we had 34 shots on target. Right? And 34 shots. Sorry, I do apologize. We had 34 shots because, as he said, a lot of them were wasteful and a lot of them seemed to be made on frustration. So I think from Manchester United side, I would actually say the way that they set up was defensive. And for me, obviously, I'm just trying to be quite rational about it. I didn't really have an issue with the way that Man United actually set up, because I think Ten Hag actually had them playing quite structured. They didn't seem to have much openings in certain areas. They seem to only allow us to actually shoot from certain positions as well, because I think I probably looked at the starting lineup, and when I saw like Johnny Evans there, Amrabat in midfield, Anthony McTominay playing just behind Højbjerg, and then I think Garnacho over and left, I thought to myself, you know what? On the show, I think I said it was probably going to be like 4-0 or 4-1. I said, right, game time. First time in KopTalks history, Stoney's going to at least get one result, right? But it didn't materialize. But I actually thought our midfield was all right. I think even starting the game, I think the only player that I would have liked to have started was I think it was Curtis Jones. Other than that, going into the game, I thought, you know what, we got this. But I'm telling you, RT, it was a woeful performance. I was so upset. In some parts, I was upset, but as he said, reflecting on the end, I thought, well, hold on, Stoney, think about the game against and we've just spoken about the Premiership games, right? Forget about European game. Think about how we played against Fulham, Crystal Palace, and Sheffield United prior to the Man United game. We didn't play nice football. So I think in the end, when it was a draw, I thought, you know what? I think I probably just need to drink some Seckle juice, because that's probably what we just deserved. Honestly, man, because
you know what? I could see what you're saying there. You know what? You ain't been playing well. You're scraping 3 points. It's going to run out, innit?
Yeah.
Your luck is going to run out after a while. You can't keep doing that, man. You can't keep doing that, to be honest.
Yeah.
But woeful was an understatement, man. Szoboszlai for me was one of his worst. I think that's his worst game in Liverpool shirt.
Agreed.
And Salah, 5-yard passes, can't even get them. It was just
horrible. Everything that we had spoken about before in terms of Luis Diaz, when we were speaking about his form being indifferent and possibly what's happening off the field may have had an impact on him. I thought it was a good opportunity for Gravenberch to actually grab this game by the horn of his necks. I think in terms of Dominic, him coming in since he's come to Liverpool, I think he's been amazing anyway. And for him, I probably thought, you know what, this guy's been steady. He's allowed a mediocre game. I think Hendo wasn't allowed to impose himself. We had Amrabat and that Manio kind of boss in the midfield there. I was just quite frustrated. Really frustrated. And yeah, we were just very lackluster. And you know, the other side of it as well. I know at some period in the show we'll probably speak about what Klopp's mentioned about in his post game. We had an additional how many fans within a stadium, and we were quiet. We was at the Royal Albert Hall. It was silent, absolutely silent,
unbelievable for a match against Man United. Even Gary Neville was talking about it. Couldn't believe it how silent it was. It's the first time he's ever heard it like that.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Strange.
Unbelievable. Good evening, Mr. VW. Nice of you to join us, mate. And season's greetings goes out to you as well.
Too, King.
Yeah, I see Solo comes and join us today, yeah, because he wants to hear about his Man United, yeah? Are you man still celebrating the point? I can't believe these guys are actually big bad Man United celebrating a point, you know?
Might have the mighty have fallen in it. Like, because you know what it is?
I tell you.
There's a difference between being content, happy, but to celebrate a point. Like, man, like, man are shouting after the game, yeah, get in there. We won the 0-0 shield. Jokers. You're 8.
Doctor, what was your take on the game, Doctor?
The game. So I think, where to start with this one? I feel like the players on some level played the occasion and not the game. But I think the bigger issue was the fans. I think we almost found ourselves caught between these two conflicting places of Man U are garbage, we should brat them up, versus Man U have been this historically great Premier League team and we always need to pay them respect. And it's almost like the fans were just eager to beat them convincingly. So the moment the goal doesn't come, it's almost like everyone's just like hurry up and score so we can score 3, 4, and 5 rather than just help the team to win the game. And it almost became this thing of we need to brush them. Like, we don't need to brush them. We just need to get the 3 points. So I think Anfield just went quiet straight away because almost just like the fans just got into this weird place of needing the team to be dominant. I just thought this is just weird. But on the pitch, so I'd say it's the first game in a while that I've liked our off-the-ball pressing. I thought our pressing was very good. I thought the way we stopped their counter-attacks, other than that chance that
Hoyland.
I think minus that one, I think our pressing was very good. So I think that was a welcome return. But I was watching the game and I think there were the issues with the team in terms of them just not executing basic passes and then they're like decision making. But if I'm being honest, I was watching the game and I thought to myself, this ain't right here, Klopp. Like, you've got too many square pegs in round holes and it's not flowing. And for the first time in a while, I was watching our game and I was thinking to myself, it feels like our players aren't complementing each other. Like the balance of the team just feels off. Like, this one wants to do this thing. What they want to do isn't helping like the next one. And I think, don't get me wrong, our forwards have been struggling for a while, but I think it's one of the worst performances I've seen from a Liverpool forward line in a very long time. And I mean, even under Brendan Rodgers, when we were quite open at the back and our forwards used to still fire in that race, I was like, this is poor. So I guess, my lasting vibe was, Klopp, you need to do something on the training pitch because the balance ain't working. And I just think, going back to Szoboszlai, I'm watching it again and I agree he was ineffective, but I just feel like we're not playing to his strengths. We've got this guy basically acting like a water carrier and he's having to do off-the-ball runs to enable Trent to come in field. He's having to do off-the-ball runs to enable Mo to come in field. Like, it's almost just like, if you wanted a player to do that role, then buy someone with a different profile. But if you've got this absolute baller on the pitch, you've got to play to his strengths. But so I just thought, like, you know what? You know that saying about too many cooks ruin the broth. I was like, we've got too many ball players in the team, and it's not, like it's just off.
So, VW says the performance highlights why we're a team in transition. The fact we are where we are in the table during transition is a testament to Klopp. And I think the fans are also in transition as well. We're happy with what we're doing, but not fully convinced in what we're going to be able to deliver.
I kind of take umbrage with VW's first point. I think we are a team in transition, and that is testament to Klopp, 100. But I think our transition has been made harder because of Klopp's influence over our transfer strategy. And I'm watching the thing and I think to myself, for me, if we've got a forward-thinking sporting director of football, you anticipate what happens with Trent. And you can basically see that Trent now wants to play a midfielder. Play midfield. So you don't buy 4 midfielders. Like we've got too many men who want to play midfield. Because I feel like if this is humming properly, it's like, you know what? Trent looked really good coming from like fullback last season. He's kind of said he wants to do that. Let's maybe get 3 midfielders and then buy a right back, and then we can ease him into that role. And then if he starts to fire, then we play him in midfield. Or if he doesn't, he stays at right back in this competition. You rebuild the squad differently. And I'm just like, we put all these number 8s. He wants to play number 8. We need a 6. We now need a right back. And I just think it's been telling in our most recent games that the only player on the wings who wants to run at a defender and commit them is Joe Gomez. Gomez is the only man who's stretching the play. He's the only man who literally gets the ball and charges at someone and opens up the play. And I'm just like, so Klopp, genius coach, but I still think we're seeing the legacies of his imprint on our squad composition, which could have been better.
I think, you know what? Sorry, Dr. Blake, I think what's quite interesting about what you were saying as well, I don't have the answer to this, by the way, right? It's just something based on what you were just mentioning around. I wonder what period that Pep Lijnders had that conversation with Klopp about making the adjustment tactically how we play with Trent coming into midfield, and whether that was before we then purchased our midfielders, whether that was before or after. Because I know it was Pep and Klopp's made this quite clear. It was Lijnders basically said, he's kind of seen an adjustment to how we're going to play tactically with Trent coming in. If it doesn't work out, then you can have my year's salary. And that was basically the basis of the conversation.
Okay.
But I wonder whether that was before or after we had all of these targets actually purchased as well, because you're right. Now Trent has been able to almost establish himself in midfield. Do we still need to purchase another midfielder? Do we need to purchase another right back? Are we comfortable?
We need a 6.
We
need a 6.
We need a 6.
We need a world-class 6. Definitely.
Do you then still think that we're possibly after the World Club Cup, Fluminense and obviously Man City are now into the final? Do you think this is when we're going to make that bid for Andre to come, or do you reckon we'll just probably leave it?
I'm hoping so. And for me, if they're still talking about for like 30 mil, why not?
Yeah.
In today's transfer market, 30 mil. Come on.
Yeah. It's super interesting because I just think Trent's almost just had this really quick transition, right, from going from right back to maybe playing in DM to actually now just being a box-to-box midfielder. He just needs to have license. But obviously, like he can come on in games and do the 6 role when the game stretched, like the pass he did yesterday, like for Mo and that, so you can still get his passing range from deep. But I almost think what you decide to do with Trent then informs then what you do in the transfer market.
Yeah, definitely. Big shouts goes out to Anthony Herbert. He says, big up, lads. It's going to be a good game. Stay with us, Anthony. We are going to be talking about the Liverpool Arsenal game, most definitely. But you have to stay with us for that. We're going to get there. Yeah. And he also says that Stoney wants Eddie Nketiah. He rates him. Big up Stoney. Stoney, tell me there's no truth in these rumors, bro.
Do you know what? This is all we're going to do.
These rumors.
Mr. Herbert, we're going to make sure that you remain tuned into the show. And when we do touch on Arsenal versus Liverpool, we'll be able to speak about the amount of goals or lack of goals that Nketiah has scored for Arsenal so far. So remain tuned in.
Okay. Big shouts goes out to Mr. CW as well. The man with the one-liners. Nice to have you on board, sir. Must have just finished work as usual. Nice to have you on board. Do remember, peoples, to like, share, and subscribe, okay? So you don't miss it. Ah, boy. So, yeah.
What I would add, just very, very quickly, because I think, obviously, we've spoken about, like, the negatives, but I just think, again, Alisson and Van Dijk are, I just feel...
Oh, yeah.
We've just got generational players in our team. Like, forget world-class players now. Like they've moved beyond that. We've got generational players who are playing at an elite level, and that's part of our spine. And I just think, yeah, like between them two, they're just going to put down some serious levels. And again, against Man U, I just thought, like, I mean, when the Dutch, but what's his
Højlund, Rasmus Højlund.
Yeah, that's the one. So much like interesting.
13 games, no goals.
Interesting.
Yeah. No assists either.
I know. Do you know what though? I think I was on another one of our sister channels speaking about this young player, Højlund as well, and the way that Manchester United have obviously purchased their players and the distance between what could possibly be development players, academy players that they're possibly looking to move on, and the gap and disparity between all of them is so vast, it's unbelievable. I think even with this striker, it was purchased from Atalanta for XYZ amount of money, 72. Right? All right, 72 mil. I was going to try and be quite graceful there, but you've mentioned the figure. So even with that, his record internationally wasn't very good. And his record for Atalanta wasn't very good. So the fact in which now he's coming to Manchester United and they expect him to be the main striker, which makes me once realize that Manchester United once again are in a completely different direction to what Liverpool are in. And that's once again why I was saying the game finished. I made sure I wasn't on my phone and I was trying to reflect and trying to be so rational about everything. And it was burning me because I wanted to be angry, but then I just couldn't. So it was just a weird thing. We were up against like Garnacho and Anthony and, you know, the young midfielder, Manuel's all right. But we're also up against like players like Amrabat, who's on loan, and he ain't done nothing. And we still couldn't even breach and get one goal. It was just Liverpool, so bizarre.
Yeah, I just feel like the part that the chance that he has, that little deft touch from Big Scott McTominay is something that none of our players could play for the entire match. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? How is limited Scott showing qualities that our guys can't show? But going back to Alisson, I just felt I almost knew he was going to save it.
Yeah.
It's just like there wasn't. It was just like it's Alisson.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry, it's Alisson. But
and I just think in the modern era, the way centre backs are now being exposed and the way teams are now being exposed because of like high lines and tactics, I just think to have not even world class, to have generational centre back and a goalkeeper, I think we're in a very lucky position.
Do you know who was do you remember who was the closest player to scoring for Liverpool in that match?
Nope.
In terms of the quality of the chance.
Yeah, who had the best, who even made the best of the chance that they had.
I'm not going to say I recall that.
Konate probably,
right?
Like
Konate.
No, what in
the box that turn and shot. I just like.
Oh yes, in the swivel turn.
Yes,
the way he did that swivel turn. that used to remind me of their man like at school who didn't play football, but they'd play basketball. Like, and then now and then they'd come and they try and bust a skill.
Yeah.
And they used to love doing that swivel and mad stiff.
I couldn't believe it. I was like,
it's true.
Yeah, that.
I'll tell you what was quite interesting for me though, from like Artie, I think you opened a show about asking us what we thought about the Liverpool performance as well. I think from the Manchester United side, in terms of they were set up, I think the previous game, Varane didn't play, and I'm not too sure what the reasons behind it. I know I communicate with quite a lot of Man United supporters, and they weren't happy, and there was quite a lot of different feelings why he didn't play. But I think he actually marshaled in a strange way. He marshaled Diaz and Nunes in certain positions they were actually getting in. It's almost as if he had some Jedi Knight thing on him, where anytime they were anywhere near him, he just always had an upper hand. Whether that's to do with experience, I know he's played for a series of teams, he's played internationally for a long period of time, but he just constantly had some Jedi mind tricks on them too throughout the game. And I don't know, that was interesting to see.
He's a good player for Man. Like, don't get me wrong, he hasn't been great for Man United, but he's got a pedigree. And
of course,
I just think, like for any top centre back, if you're going to defend,
just hasn't got the legs no more.
Yeah, this is it. So if you're going to defend that deep, they're always going to be able to do their stuff. But I mean, like without stating the obvious, it wasn't exactly very hard to stop Diaz and Nunes flipping how they were like stopping themselves. So
CW, yeah, I know. I knew it's just finished work. So it's always work, especially when you work in retail over Christmas. Could you imagine that? So he says, at first I was pissed with the result. But worst Liverpool sides got results versus best United teams. It happens.
This is it.
United overpaying for Anthony's like that kid swapping 100 club match attacks. Luis Suarez for a McDonald's toy.
And you know, it's quite interesting as well, Artie, before we just read the next comment. I think it was interesting because after the game, we probably had an opportunity to look at the league table. And I think before we came on the show, we were mentioning about the last few league games you've actually played in different performances Liverpool have had. So we're all quite frustrated here, but we're still in a good position in the league, which is quite strange as well. So, yeah.
I'm telling you. So when
it's so funny.
We were thinking, yes, right person, then realized it was Kanate shooting. No wonder it didn't go in.
He's right, because actually it was actually a poor effort when you consider how he does the turn. It's just like, rude boy, you've just got to just do a bit of a finesse or just pull it.
Listen, that was nestling in the net neatly. We're after Andre, the Brazilian player. He's good, but Fulham want him also.
And Arsenal and Manchester United.
Yep. Of course, they all want him. But I believe if we really want him and we go for him, I believe he's ours. On the reports I've been reading from what I've seen, it's just for us to really make up our minds and say, yeah, we really want him. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens.
I don't see us doing anything in the window, to be fair.
I think if we really want to kick on and be serious contenders, we need to. We need to.
I agree.
I'm sure Klopp must concede that.
Well, Klopp don't like signing players. I've come to this realization, or when Klopp's under pressure to sign players, it's like he becomes stubborn. And I keep saying, I won't say I keep saying it, but I've said it before. Remember, the guy was intending on starting Fabinho and Henderson this season, innit? That was his plan. Saudi recognized us. Big up, what's his name? King Benzema, or whoever my man is. My man actually rescued our season. Because could you imagine Fabinho and Henderson? Lord have mercy on my soul this Christmas. Jesus.
We'd have been doing a Chelsea.
Yeah. So he already made Klopp have to sell his captain, have to sell a key player. He's had to sign 4 midfielders. Klopp's just like, you lot still want more players again? Nah, relax. But who knows?
VW agrees with you. He says, I will not be surprised if we don't do anything in Jan.
Yeah. I think if with this Andre, I think if if Liverpool are not in a conversation to purchase him in January or have a pre-contract agreement for him to come at the end of the season, then he's gone. I think it's shown that I think there's quite a few other teams that are interested in him. And as he said, if we're not in the conversation to sign him, then I think we may as well just close the book because somebody else will take him.
Well, Anthony Herbert is saying that him and Eddie were good friends. We need a player like him, but you can see Partey leaving the club soon, and then that will be the replacement for Partey, to be honest.
But who's they got in midfield? Anthony Herbert. Who have you got in midfield at the moment for Arsenal? I think they've got. Is it Odegaard?
Declan Rice.
Declan Rice.
Jorginho.
Vieira plays in there as well.
Havertz, Jorginho.
They've got a lot of midfielders, haven't they? Already.
But yeah,
they do, but I actually think they've weakened their midfield this season, personally. I think this is why they're not as free-flowing. Don't get me wrong. I think that Declan Rice is a better all-round midfielder than Thomas Partey. But I just think Thomas Partey's skill set is more suited to the role that Rice is playing. I just think, Partey, but I think Partey's super underrated. Like his passing range, his nimbleness on the ball, the way he beats the press, turns, passes, the way he could like release kind of Odegaard like super quickly. I think he's better at that role than Rice. And I think, although Havertz is a very good, he's a very talented player, I maintain for me, the Partey and Xhaka partnership is levels on the Havertz and Rice partnership, in my opinion. So although they may be individually more talented players or better players, but I just think as a partnership, they're going backwards.
Okay, so Vinny says, I think there'll be belief that this team is ahead of schedule. So they're happy to see the season out, irrespective of how it materializes. Yeah, I'd say
yes and no.
But we still haven't got the exact players we need for those exact positions. That's the problem. We need, like I said, even if we buy one player, I think we give us a better chance, man. That world-class number 6, and we'll be in a good place. We'll be in a good place. You can still say to Trent, you know what? You still need to hold that right back position for now. Yeah, you can wander and go into midfield when we're on attack when we got the ball, but right now you need to hold that position. And if anything, you know what? Next season, I can say, yep, I'll go out and get that right back, and then you can be released into midfield. But there's no rush for that. But for me, that is a position where we don't have that player is the number 6. Endo's decent, but he's not.
Yeah, he's decent.
Yeah, he's decent. That's right, and that's not good enough for Liverpool. Just decent is not good enough. So you know what? Endo can be there as backup, and to play Carabao Cup and that, yeah, that's fine. But when you're talking about going for league titles and that, and you need that consistency, you need that elite player, man, in that position for me.
What about Paulinho from Fulham?
We've spoken about it so much time. He's a good player, man.
Yeah, we've spoken. Someone else.
I think he's hard, bro. But it's like their fans don't rate him.
I think it was Jamie Redknapp was talking about him and saying he doesn't understand why Liverpool don't go and get him.
He would be perfect. He would be perfect. I mean, we've spoken about this on previous shows as well. About Paulinho. Was just correct. I may be incorrect on this. All right. Was Paulinho the player that was meant to go to Man City, but there was the issue with? Was there some betting issue why he didn't go, or was that Paqueta from West Ham?
That's Paqueta from West Ham.
Was Paqueta?
Paqueta was meant to go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Paulinho, he's a very, very, very good player.
I think he's dope.
So yeah, I would be happy with that purchase.
Yeah, man.
I think defensively off the ball, the guy's a monster. Absolute monster.
But not only that, when he wins the ball, he can play ball.
Yeah.
That's the next thing. When he wins it, he can play ball, man.
He's just so aggressive, and I think he's dominant.
So Anthony says Rice, Odegaard, Havertz is the first team midfield.
I just don't like that.
CW says we need another midfielder. Again, even 2. Again, we only got 3 midfielders bloody fit, man. The medical needs question. Are they injected into these players or what? Dropping like seal falling into the water.
They stop using the asthma pumps, man.
See, and even it says, look, a DM has to be a priority in January.
I just don't see Klopp making the move. I just think, let's say you sign a starting DM, he then has to think about Mac 10, Curtis Jones, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, and then also Trent wanting to play in midfield. And then you've also got Thiago, who will be back at some point in time, but obviously like that's an afterthought. And plus you still got Endo back.
Thiago will be back for about 30 minutes.
But you know what? I actually see Thiago making a positive contribution this season. I can't lie. I think he's going to come in a couple of games and he's going to do something that we're going to need. But yeah, I think one thing that I think that we certainly could do, in my opinion, is depending if we were to either change formation or even keep the formation, I do think you could place a Szoboszlai in the front three. Like I think you could play him on the left.
Yeah.
And then that, because more time when I'm watching Diaz play, he's always in field anyway. Please not mention here. He's still one of our own, Vin. He's still one of our own. Expensive own, but he's still one of them. So yeah, who knows? Who knows? But maybe
So Endo is back up level. Decent ain't enough. Decent is like being in a relationship with someone you don't actually like, but she does things around the house, etc. This guy, I tell you, this bloody dinner. Big shouts goes out to Jamie. Nice of you to join us, Jamie. Yeah, I tell you, this guy is a legend, mate. He's a legend on here, mate. Oh boy. Does Thiago exist, or is he just a myth?
Well, like he's on FIFA still.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a hard one because we didn't really see him.
They said he'll be back in January.
Okay. Well, I mean, the thing is, it's interesting because his contract expires in at the end of this season in June. But as Dr. Blake says, I mean, look, we don't know. He can have an impact where, we're through to the next stage of the League Cup. We got the FA Cup taking place in January. We're still in Europe. We're still in a good position in the league as well. So maybe he has a positive contribution in the latter stages from 2024 for us. But I don't know. I suppose we'll have to wait and see. But you're right. We've got Thiago that's injured. We've got Stefan that's injured. Who else in midfield is injured at the moment?
Mac 10.
Oh yeah.
Very good injury.
Yeah, you're right.
Horrible.
But yeah, but Mac 10 should be back soon as well.
Yeah.
And what do you call it? Is doing ball work at the moment. Jota.
Right.
He's doing ball work at the moment. So yeah. So we're getting there, man. We're getting there. But it's a good headache to have, man. I'd rather have the headache of having them players rather than not having them players. Because like I said, like you're saying, if we do get in Andre, then what happens with the other guys? We've got all these other, you know what? Like we're in loads of competitions right now. There is games to be played. There's time to rotate the team and give these guys game time. It's not a problem. And also it's competition for places, man. As well.
Yeah.
You have to be fighting to get that shirt. You know what I mean? So club, that's what it's about. Need to have that, man. Need to have that. Okay, so we'll move on from that drab ball draw. Serious, man. That was upset my Sunday.
Proper.
Serious, proper. We then went into the Carabao Cup, thinking to ourselves, well, just come off this ball draw. Who's going to turn up now? And West Ham have come into the game. I think they've had four wins in the last 4 games. They've been doing all right.
Yeah,
been doing all right. Then Klopp, as I thought he would, rested some players, and that gave some youngsters in that a game again. He gave some other people a game, and why? How did you see that one, gentlemen?
I think it was nice to see some new additions, and even if you look at the contrast between Dominic playing against Manchester United to how he played against West Ham, that was yin and yang. Dominic played back how we know that he's capable of playing, and that was really nice.
Why?
Why? I don't know. I'm going to leave that question to yourself, or maybe Dr. Blake will be able to answer that.
That's what I want to do. That's what I was getting at next.
I'll let Dr. Blake answer that.
I want to know why.
Why? Like for me, I think it's three clear reasons. Curtis Jones, a right back that plays as a right back, and a wide player who plays as a wide player in Harvey Elliott. And Dom could just focus on doing what he's good at, getting on the ball, making things happen, giving it the ball, lending it to someone else, taking it back. Obviously, we know he's got a great engine, so he's going to work great, but he wasn't having to be water carrier for nobody else. And there was always players in their right positions performing in a role that was suitable to their skill sets. And I just think, obviously, still only like carry on, I finish, but I just think the contrast of this performance was we just had balance. It was like one of those yoga retreats when they're folding up their arms and or man are smoking a zoo and talking about Selassie and at peace with the world. And there was a balance in it. Everything was just as it was meant to be. There weren't chaos, there weren't confusion, there weren't man in wrong positions. It was like everything was as it was meant to be. I said, yeah. Sorry, Stoney. Coach.
No. And you know what was good as well, what you were saying, Dr. Blake, in terms of all of the coordinations and everything clicking. So I think Artie had mentioned that in the Manchester United game that we had the 34 shots. In this game, we had 29. It's just that we converted more than we did against Man United, you know, which is quite bizarre. Which I suppose is a positive. I thought it was good as well with the starting lineup, seeing Nunes, instead of him playing centrally, he started on the left in that game, and Gapco playing more centrally as well. I was really happy that Curtis Jones started as well. He was my man of the match. I thought he had a good game, and just reiterate what Dr. Blake said. I think.
What do you think of Nunes left, gents?
I think I've mentioned it on previous shows as well. That's where he was playing when he was at his previous club. And I know sometimes when he plays for Uruguay, he plays over on that side as well. Although a lot of the scouting that we would have done at his previous club, that's where his position would have been. But as I said, in contrast, when Gapco was at PSV, Gapco wasn't playing down the middle. He was playing over on the left as well. So, look, if it means that Cody is able to play centrally as he did against West Ham, when we play Nunes, play him over on the left. But I think Curtis Jones was my man of the match. I was really happy that Harvey Elliott had his starting opportunity as well, but it was just completely different. The energy was completely different. The creative opportunities from midfield was completely different. We just seemed to be quite stagnated in the midfield positions against Manchester United. And considering it was Endo and Szoboszlai who started against Man United alongside Gravenberch, but it was Endo and Szoboszlai this game, but with Curtis Jones. The midfield just seemed, it was like night and day.
Yeah, it was. It was night and day.
Night and day, man.
No ways about that.
But as he said, Gomez had a really good game. And listen, I'm eating humble pie at the moment, with Gomez. I say publicly, you guys know I have berated this player. And he's obviously tuning into the show and making me stop my mouth.
He is.
Salute to Gomez, man.
But you see, once again, I think this is what happens when you start to get game time. You know what I mean? You can start to say, you start to pick up a bit of form. And I think that's really helped him. Us being in, Europa, the Carabao Cup. He's had game time, man. That's one thing I must say. This must be a first season in quite a while where he's had so much game time. And now he's started to put some performances together. But this is what happens. You get games. He's not a bad player.
Yeah, he's a talented player, man.
Exactly. So he doesn't just turn into a bad player overnight.
And I just think that injury, I know I mentioned this before, that injury he had was horrible. That's like one of the worst knee injuries you can get. Like we saw how that knee injury debilitated R9, who's arguably on course to be the greatest striker of all time, and for some people, like he still is. But so I just think, yeah, if it's going to impact him, then like a mere mortal like Joe Gomez.
Yeah, man, definitely. But I was watching him and I was like, you know what? Even like if someone looks like they're gonna, I just know that he's gonna get back at them as well.
Yeah, because
He's
he's
got
strong,
that pace, he's rapid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can see it in him. The way he's playing as well, he's hungry. He wants to impress. You know, you see that shot that he hit. You know, if there wasn't a player in the way, that would have bust the net. You know.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm telling you, I'm seeing, man. I'm seeing a hunger from him, man.
And I think it's all. And I just think for him, you got to think again where that injury's so bad, and he was struggling so badly last season. He's probably thinking to himself, "Will I get it back? Like, will I be the same player? Like, physically, am I different? Like, is it a mental thing? Is it confidence?" So I think this season, now he can feel that he's got that rhythm and that form. He's probably relishing in the idea that actually I've still got my career here. Like I can still be very good. So you can kind of see the energy in it. You can he's enjoying his football, in it. Like it's almost like you know when certain man, and I'll say certain, used to like try and take liberties like with their misses and that, and they get found out, and then she give them a second chance, and they have to say to themselves, "Boy, I swear on Selassie, Jah, Muhammad, whatever God that you pray to, like, I am done." It's one of them kind of ones.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'm happy for him, man. Seriously, I'm really happy for him, and long may it continue, Joe, man. Seriously.
and I think for me, Curtis, was my man in the match. But I think actually I think potentially the most important performance of the match I felt was Harvey Elliott's, because I thought he was levels, and I think actually he played that role much more effective than what Salah's played that role for quite a while.
100%.
Salah's been posting up numbers, but they've been disguising some really average performances for a while now. And I just thought having someone in that position who's like, obviously Harvey's not going to have blistering pace and be able to go past men like how Mo could at his prime, but he's technically tight in it. So in tight areas, probing in the pocket, 1-2 spinning, he's busy. And I just thought, having a player like that.
And even he's off the ball as well.
Off
the ball. Point. Yeah, man, he's off the ball as well. That counts for a lot. You know what I mean? One time I see him run from chasing down from one side of the pitch to the other, just like out of nothing.
Yeah.
Get some. That's just light work. You ain't gonna see Mo do that. You're not seeing Mo do that at all, unless the ball's in his vicinity. Mo ain't running nowhere. You know what I mean?
Agree.
Seriously, seriously.
Yeah, Mo's brilliant at running forward, closing down, making runs in behind, hence his goal. Brilliant at doing that. But running back the other way, he's never been great at that for us. No. But then you could argue it's not really necessarily in his tactics or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I just think, I think for Harvey, because West Ham are a good team. Like, like
I actually thought it was going to be a lot harder than it actually was, to be fair.
Completely.
I did think it was going to be a bit harder than that. I was going to say good evening, Mr. Fitzwarren Brighton. Nice for you to join us, mate. Get rid of Thiago. Seriously, cut your losses. Let's not mess around with this sentimental nonsense. Arrange it with him. His local hospital.
The comfort man,
the hospital bed.
The hospital bed.
Osimhen signed a contract with Napoli, 150 million buyout clause.
Wow. Okay. He was never on our radar though, right? That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
He's a game changer though.
Okay.
Whoever gets him.
Thiago is like Bell Biv DeVoe in New Edition. You don't notice they're there until they start performing Poison. Then you realize how important they are. Yes, PW. I like that one there. CW says West Ham are best performance of the season so far, I think.
West Ham and Villa.
And Newcastle.
But we're good against Newcastle.
Yeah.
In terms of our football.
That was a good game against Newcastle. I think I know they've just had the slight little hiccup with the issue with their goalkeeper. But
See, because I thought we were better against Spurs than Newcastle, personally.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Listen, that Spurs game still burns me, man.
Controversy for lots of different reasons.
Yeah,
That Spurs game
still burns me. Trust me.
Yeah.
Think about that. Robbed. Basically, man needs to play games so we realize his worth again.
Is that in relation to Thiago, Vinny?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We were totally shit against Man. Shit. Yeah, of course we were, man.
Shit, man. Shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Players playing in their natural positions and they play well. Who knew? Yeah, very true. Very true. Oh, big shouts goes out to the silver one. There he is, mate. There he is. Just want to pop in and wish you all a Merry Christmas. I hope we ruin it for you.
Hashtag Christmas cake. Don't
Yo,
worry, man.
It's going to be very interesting. I'm telling you, that game there is going to be very interesting. I must say. Don't worry. Listen, stay locked on, Silver. We will be talking about that shortly. A few more bits to wrap up with this West Ham game first, and we will get to their other London noisy neighbours down the road there, mate. I tell ya. So you said that Curtis was your man of the match, Doctor. Who was your man of the match, Stoney?
Yeah. I think I'd mentioned it to prior to Dr. Blake mentioning that Curtis Jones was my man of the match. I think and I wasn't able to be on a show last week, but when we were speaking about the Manchester United game, I'd mentioned that I would have liked to have seen Curtis play more games. So yeah, I was just really happy for Curtis playing against West Ham. I thought he's finished for the first goal was really, really, really good. And this well-deserved performance for him. He's got his energy levels back. He seems to be playing with confidence as well. And just really happy for the young man as well. Well-deserved race for him.
Yeah, man, definitely. I must say, yeah, man. I was well happy for him, man. Well happy. And long may it continue, man. Can instill some confidence in them boys. And long may it continue, man. So we'll go with also another one that I wanted to look at, and I think just one little slight error let him down, man, for me. One slight error. I really can see big things for this player, man. Kwanzaa.
And you know what, even with these things as well, RT, as you were mentioning, when we have, and I still say he's one of our development players as well, these things are going to happen. If we think of seasoned pros still making errors sometimes as well. So if we've got a young player, they're making it. I think the main thing is that I don't think there's any pressure on him. I think even when he's played as well, he's played partnerships with, whether it's been himself with Gomez, whether it's been himself with Matip or himself with Virgil as well. All of those partnerships are going to be able to complement and enhance his development. He's played in European games for us. He's played in the Carabao games for us, and also for the Premier League as well. And he's just going from strength to strength. He will have dips, and I think we just probably have to embrace that. But I think his learning curve and the trajectory has all been positive so far.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it definitely did. Definitely. But I'm just saying, just that one little thing just spoiled his game for him, man, because he was having such a great game, man.
Yeah.
Such a great game. And he was unlucky because he made a challenge on the ball and it kind of ricocheted back off Bowen. Good finish.
Yeah, because I was going to say, Kwanzaa's been a conundrum for me all season simply because I'm trying to not get carried away, but I found myself getting carried away. and because Klopp's playing him so regularly, like you said, Stoney, you made a very good point. He's played left side, right side. He's played with all of our other centre backs, including Gomez, Matip, VVD, Kanate. So, I mean, Klopp clearly trusts him and sees him as a first team player now. So then I'm now trying to think to myself, okay, cool. Let's just take off any rose-tinted spectacles and just judge you right now as a first team player. And when I do that, I still don't think he's coming up short. And actually, when I think about that, the going goal, I think it's an unlucky mistake. I don't think it's a bad mistake in that I just think you don't want to tackle the ball with too much force in that position simply because you don't want to miss the ball and give away a penalty. And I just think it's a lucky ricochet. It falls to Bowen's weaker foot, and because he's just a blatant gunslinger, Bowen, he blatantly is. He puts the top corner with his right foot, and I just like, I don't know what else Kwanzaa should have done there, but maybe
kept shepherding him wide,
and not made the challenge.
Yeah, keep shepherding him wide.
Fair point.
That's what you need to do there.
Fair point. Then
just keep showing him wide, man. Showing him wide. Less of the goal to shoot at and whatever. Yes, he has to try and put in a cross, or he has to go back and start again. That's what you need to do there for me.
Fair
and
point.
Like you said, it's all a learning curve. So next time you might think about that and say, you know what? Or hopefully someone like VVD would have had a word and said, listen, just keep shadowing him that way, man. Show him that way. You know what I mean? Show him away from the danger zone, basically. But that's what he would have done for me.
Bowen's a good player, isn't it?
He is. There was talk about we wanted to get him beforehand, a couple seasons back. Then there was people saying, boy, they don't think he's that good. Is he really that good? But he's another one. He's coming up with the numbers.
Well, it's the same people that would have said Mo Salah was the Chelsea reject. Like, you just have to trust that. Honestly, all of these underrated players, all these players who aren't, not underrated, unfashionable players who we've been linked with always do bits. Like our scouting is blatantly levels, bro. Like our scouting levels, man. I remember everyone's like, Bowen, he's not fancy in that, but you see, and the worst thing is you could see him banging in our system as well. You see him banging.
Like, I can see him fitting into our system for real.
Good player, man. Good player.
PW says, I expect to win the Carabao Cup and Europa League. No excuses. He's also agreed and says that he thinks that Nunes looks better on the left.
Yeah. I think so.
No, Anthony, that was Oreo, man. That's my cat. In the door there, mate. Oreo. Gomez is a right back, not a centre back. Oh, that's a difference of opinion.
It's true, and you know, even with Gomez, I think he's shown he can play. You know, just to extend on what you were mentioning, Chris. So he's played this season. He's played centre back, right back, and left back. And each position he plays, he's never been cut short. So once again, it's just a credit to Gomez's development and the belief in our coaching staff and what he offers us. And as I said, I keep saying I'm eating humble pie. Gomez is still only 26. Only 26. He hasn't even hit his prime as a player yet.
Can I also just add to that, Stoney? As you said, he's played right back, centre back, and left back. He's also played right back, inverted into midfield as well. So he's actually played in midfield as well.
Yeah.
Told you, man.
Yo.
Sleepy Joe's the guy.
Man's turn up an hour.
I know he's going to eat a food at like 2 a.m. as well.
Craig, you know the good thing is that we're still, it doesn't matter what time you arrive, we're still always going to be online. So welcome, sir, and good evening.
We should be called Cop. Good evening. We should be called Cop soon come talk.
What if Vinny says yes? Balance. Not everyone can be a Bob Marley or Peter Tosh. We need a buddy Weather to make it work.
This is it, man.
I just wanted to come on and say good. I wanted to have the opportunity to say a Merry Christmas to everybody, but I'll do that later on. But I just wanted to, check in with the boys. Okay,
no problem, bro. Any West Ham players that you'll take for Liverpool? Yeah, well, one we were just talking about was Bowen.
1,000.
Yeah.
What about the midfielder?
Paqueta.
I
knew he was going to say that.
Yeah, Paqueta was good.
Yeah. And the Ghanaian kid.
Kudos.
Oh, Kudos.
1,000.
1,000. Yeah.
But what it is, you know these freshly come guys first. Yeah, I need to see what's going on. That after, they discovered this guy now. All right, we know about this guy. Is he going to be consistent, or is it a flash in the pan? That's what I need to see.
Yeah, but this guy, but Kudos has been pulling up trees in Holland. before coming to West Ham. He was
Holland
treated.
ain't a great league, bro.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Holland ain't a great league, bro. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Artie Savage, Artie.
Savage.
Mario Ronaldo and Suarez didn't do too bad out there, though, did they?
Yeah, but they were able to do it elsewhere. And are you listening to the names that you mentioned, bro? Listen to the names that you mentioned, you know. Yo, Ronaldo, one of the greatest to ever do it, bro.
I know, I understand.
Kudos can play, man. Like, he scored how many goals now? 8, 7, 8?
About 7 or 8 goals, yeah.
Like, you got to think. You see, when you've got flair players who are doing it for a manager like David Moyes, who's not really a flair kind of manager. So I just think, yeah, you put him with Klopp or a Pep or somebody who wants to play a bit more intricate than that. I think it's just ridiculous. And realistically, City would have taken Paqueta if it wasn't for the betting thing. So Paqueta, thank you very much, mate, because he would have done bits in Man City's team.
So, Chris says Kwanzaa could have done better for the Bowen goal, I feel. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh. And then he goes on to say, but Kwanzaa's not let us down at all since coming in. Been impressed with him.
100%. It's been very good.
Yeah, man.
He'll learn from it. He'll learn from it.
The way Kwanzaa said about Matic.
What?
The way Kwanzaa said about Matic, was it the last game? Well, what team was it he played against? And he basically asked about Matic. He basically almost said, yeah, I was like waiting for him to get injured so I could take his place in the team.
I like that.
Same.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's just like, wow, boy.
Hey, this is how these youngsters are talking. You know, they're like, listen, you're good. I respect you, but I can't. You need to get injured while I can pick your shirt. And I like this. That shows a lot of character and fun.
This one's for you, Preds. Here he is with his military audio copy over. You sound a bit like a Dalek there, mate.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Analog.
And a man said analog, yeah?
Analog. Wow, you're going there.
Where's them Tandy headphones?
I'm trying a new style. Look.
It's not working, bro.
Yeah, man, get rid of them, bro. Honestly.
Oh, well, you lot are nice, aren't you?
It's all right. No,
I tell you what. I don't know why I bothered. What's back?
No, we like to keep it real with our brothers, you know what I mean? He hasn't lost his spark thinking about playing for Barcelona.
That was mentioned on previous show as well, wasn't it?
I think it's the injury.
Yeah.
But he has definitely lost his spark, though.
No, he has.
So he has to regain his spark on the bench because we can't have that kind of level of performance.
Yeah, he's just been, and he's not even looked like, you know what I mean? He's not even looked like, oh yeah. No, it's just been.
Just runs in straight lines. Like it looks like when that guy said he was George Weah's cousin and got a flipping trial, bro.
Got himself a trial that lasted all of about 30 seconds. Then they saw 2 touch and was like, yo, call the fraud squad. Guys,
what about now?
I know I was having a conversation with one of my friends who supports Spurs, and we were having this. He was trying to last season. He was comparing the impact that Luis Diaz has had at Liverpool and the impact that Kulusevski has had at Spurs. And my argument was that Diaz is just light years ahead of Kulusevski, and this season,
it's all change.
I don't even want to bring that conversation.
It's all change.
But you just did.
It's just.
You should have kept that one quiet. You might have just reminded your boy.
No, listen. I know that Don P tunes into our show, so I know that I would have had to raise it because he keeps saying to me that I'm ducking the conversation. But come on, Diaz, man, you have to step up for us, brother, man.
He was so good. Almost like he made his debut, and it's like he just had to play after that. He hasn't been trained through. It's like he had to play. Like, man came from nowhere and he was exceptional. So you have to hope that he can still recover physically, and then things will start to flow for him, man. Because right now, dead food, bro.
Nothing ain't flowing for him at all. Dutch league
Give
is
the boy a chance. It's Christmas.
It's true. Do you reckon Liverpool might be coaching him out of that? I know it's going to be silly what I'm saying. But
no. I think you're right to a certain point. That maybe we're taking away that street edge that he used to have. Like, who knows?
Remember Mourinho did that with Joe Cole at Chelsea. They coached that rawness and that ability out of him. I don't know.
Yeah, well, they better stop that. I tell you that now, mate. Let the boy loose, like how he was before. He came in with no manners. That's what he had, none whatsoever. You know what I mean? I'm going past you. I'm doing this. I'm bending board into top bins, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Why would you want to coach that out of him? Yeah, if anything, back that up. You know what I mean? Say, listen, Robertson, sit back a bit. Let my boy go and do his thing. You understand? Just back him up. Come on.
It almost feels like they've forgotten how to go past players. And even Mo sometimes is like that. It's almost like Mo runs at man, and just tries to like shift the ball last minute and just gets tackled. Whereas then, remember against Man Utd when he had that chance where he like decides to start throwing some body fake and starts getting left, right, and then I was just like, have you not forgotten how to do this?
Yeah.
It's like, just throw a body fake, man. Do something rather than just run, flick.
Just running straight. I tell ya. Gentlemen. Okay. We have got a big game coming up this week. Massive, absolutely massive game. What do the boys need to do to win this game, man?
I mean, you know, if we play as we play against West Ham, then I believe that we're going to be victorious. If we play, do
you think that Arsenal are going to allow us to play like that, though?
I don't think they're going to have a choice. RT, I don't think they're going to have a choice, and I think even though Arsenal are playing well, and yes, they are at the top of the league, historically they don't really come away with anything from Anfield. So if our crowd are as quiet as they were against Manchester United, or if we play as we did against Manchester United, we're not going to get any change. I think our own mentality will determine the result we're going to get against Arsenal. I do.
Okay. Doctor, how do you see this one going?
So I think yesterday's game at this point for me poses more questions than answers. I think long term is a brilliant thing to see, but I don't know how Klopp. I think what yesterday did show me is if we get the balance right in terms of the tactics and the right starting 11, we can fire again. Like our players are at a good level. Maybe it's just the system and who they're playing with which is holding them back. I guess my questions to you guys would be this: what do you do with Trent? One, do you play Trent? And assuming that it's a yes, where do you play him?
You know he's going to start. Klopp's not leaving him out. No way.
Because the worst thing is we've seen Gomez shut down Martinelli.
I think Trent starts and he plays exactly where he's been playing. I don't think we should change our tactical approach for Arsenal. They're going to be galvanized. They're going to be coming to Anfield with confidence. But at the same time, we're playing at home. And then, I go back to what I was saying before. We may not be playing in a rich vein of form, but we're still getting results. If anything, and I'll be honest, I think there's more pressure on Arsenal coming to Anfield than there is for us. I really do.
So you'd have Trent right back inverting into midfield.
That's correct. I'd have him in there with Szoboszlai, and I would have Endo in there, and I would definitely start Curtis Jones, 100%.
I agree with the midfield. What do you do with Mo Salah?
Mo Salah
Yes.
still starts, even
Yes, he
though
will start, but would you guys start him?
I would still start him, because if Salah doesn't play, then for me, the only other option is to play Harvey Elliott. And I think Harvey Elliott warrants starting the right side forward, but Salah is going to play. So I'd play Salah there. I play Gapco centrally, and I would play Nunes over and left.
Strong team. Preds.
Salah plays for me, and I did think that reason why Trent came on yesterday and came on towards the end as a number 6 is potentially that could be something that they're looking at for Saturday. But I agree with Stoney. I think it's too big of a game to put him in the midfield, keep him on the right as right back. That's the structure that we've been playing with. So there's no reason to change it now. That's just my opinion.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm one of them people. I like to play people who are actually in form. I'm not playing the name. I'm playing people who are in form. And right now, for me, Harvey Elliott would start over Mo Salah for me. And not only because he's in form, but obviously because of his off-the-ball work as well, which you will need against Arsenal because they're a damn good football inside. Can't take that away from them. And you are gonna need that. So if you're telling me that you're gonna play Mo on that right side, remember we're talking about Trent being inverted. So when he decides to go for walkies, I know who I'd rather have on the right side to help out, because I know that Harvey will be on it more than Mo will. I'll tell you that much. That's one.
You know what, and I think this is what the issue is. I feel like the role we've got Mo playing, one, he's not ideally suited to that role, and two, Kelly doesn't want to play like that. Because the moment he gets opportunity to run in the field like he used to do before, he's doing that. Whereas a team needs him to be holding the width. So then what happens is, Bosley then runs out to that side, and then before you know it ends up doing this shuttling role. And you think to yourself, just what he should have just kept Henderson if you want to use him like that. So, yeah, Mo needs to be disciplined. He needs to be disciplined. He needs to come deeper for the ball, hold the touchline, and stop worrying about trying to score goals. And
yeah, but then what would you say? Let's just balance it out. What would you say if that's what Klopp wants him to do?
I think Klopp wants him to hold the width.
Yeah.
No, but he obviously trusts with his history and going forward. Yes, he wants to hold the width, but then that's why you got players like Szoboszlai, and if Curtis Jones plays, we got legs that covers that area there. So in respect, he wants to keep him width, but then he can also do bits centrally as well. But if Klopp wants him to do that, then that's another question to be asked. Like if Klopp wants him to do it, then and he sees it's not particularly working, is there another option in regards to where Mo Salah plays? Because we've always got to remember that they're under instructions and they're playing to the manager's philosophy. If the manager wants him to do something, I would imagine if he weren't doing what the manager wanted him to do, he wouldn't be playing.
So I think there is the flexibility of the rotation, right? So obviously Trent comes in, Mo stays wide, Dom stays in the narrow, but then obviously Dom can also then go wide as well if our build up needs that. But I just think Dom's going wide because Mo's always coming in field. So I thought they've got a tactical kind of rotation with that. But then equally, the issue is now, though, I almost feel Mo's form hasn't been good. So do you even really want him wide? Or do you want him closer to goal?
It hasn't been.
I actually feel you actually want Mo closer to goal. I think he looks more of a threat closer to goal. Because that little idiot dribble he's doing, run, flick, lose the ball, ain't working for nobody. So like you almost need him in the field where he can actually be closer to the goal at this stage of his career.
Yeah, but
so
But if you look at yesterday and his goal, for me, that's the only time that you can play Mo Salah through in the middle when we're breaking on, when we're defending, and we hit the counter. Other than that, Mo Salah at the moment, he hasn't got that movement or the thing to be a central striker and have those little bit of movements. He's a striker who needs to be the ball played onto him, so he runs onto the ball. He can do things on the move. But him as a central striker, he hasn't done good enough for me to warrant that.
So then your options are you can play
Arsenal will take a point. And
David
Brighton says kick lumps out of Saka, and I think you mean Odegaard. Arsenal's best chance of winning at Anfield was last season. And his lineup would be Alisson, Gomez, Konate, Van Dijk, Tsimikas, Trent, Jones, Szoboszlai, Salah, Gakpo, Nunes.
It's a good team, you know.
It is. Vinny says, hate to say it, but this is a different Arsenal that will be turning up at Anfield. I'll take a point. Rice is a difference maker for them compared to the team from last year, and I fully agree with that. It's a different Arsenal, man. Different. I think last year hurt them a lot, and they would have learned a lot from last year. And the addition of Declan Rice into the midfield, he's bits for them. Seriously,
he's solid. Yeah, he's solid. He is solid.
Even Chris is agreeing and saying that Salah's goals have saved him from criticism.
I don't think Salah's played well for a while, if I'm being real. Like, I can't actually think of the last time I thought Salah played well. Like, I can't think of the lot. Villa, maybe? Like, it's been a while, man. I just think he's just been getting...
You have to think about it. Apart from scoring and the odd assist as well, he's not really done nothing in games. He's been missing. It's not good enough. Not good enough. 2-2, man is saying, can't call it. Trossard to get his annual Anfield goal.
Good player, Trossard.
And Elliott got no fear, but Elliott is a better impact sub than what Mo would be. So I'd start Mo for that reason.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, no, I hear that as well. I do hear that as well.
I do think if you...
It's about time Mo got to kick up the butt, though.
Yeah. See, because I do think if you do go with Gakpo, who's going to then drop deep into the midfield a little bit, then it does then allow Mo, who posted up that team when they had the front three of Nunes left. Yeah, okay. So I think in that system, Mo can do what he used to do for us before, kind of run from out to in a bit more. And then I guess if Gomez is then playing right back, then Gomez can then obviously naturally hold the width. I guess the issue is if you've got Trent just running in midfield, Mo's running in, it's just like who's doing the bits, man.
Yeah. And then when they get the ball, there's no one out wide to hit the pass the ball to when we got the ball in the middle of the park.
And then we just got this narrowness. So, but I think this is what's nice. We do have options. We have different ways of winning this game. And yeah, I think Klopp normally is quite good and tends to get his tactics right. Like it's rare that I think our Klopp like you got like your tactics really wrong here. So yeah, listen, I just think we have to brush them up. Simple as that. Like, like I'm not really.
We just have to get a win.
Arsenal are good, but I just think they've got vulnerabilities in their team, and Zinchenko is a vulnerability, bro. That is a vulnerability. That is like.
I'll go with the keeper.
Another one.
Yeah. That's two. That's two.
Yeah.
Who do we need to watch out for?
From Arsenal?
Yeah.
Goodness.
Martinelli, I think, depending on who we play right back. I think if we play Trent, then we have to expect Skinnings.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tony.
No. I think it would be interesting over that side, as Dr. Blake was saying. I think the lineup over that side with Trent playing the inverted right is just to see Martinelli and Havertz doubling up over on that side and possibly Zinchenko putting up. So they could almost have three players coming over on the left side of midfield. So it'd be interesting to see how that's actually managed. Jesus still hasn't really managed to get his rhythm going. We know that Trossard has been a good impact sub for them. So I think the key players is probably going to be Martinelli. I mean, Saka always plays like a 7.5 or 8 anyway. So I'm not, discarding what his performance is going to be. But
Curtis will shut that down.
Yeah, I think Martinelli. If there's going to be any key player, it's going to be Martinelli in the game there. And
you know what? It's funny how now we're catching him with Havertz coming into a bit of form as well now.
Yeah, but he's one of those guys who scores goals and you're still shocked. So I don't know. But yeah, Odegaard, Martinelli for me. I think it's going to be the key players. You got
the centre half, Saliba. He's good player. You've got Declan Rice. You've got Odegaard. You've got Sacco. You've got Martinelli. Jesus. You got to say that. Listen, he's a proven Premiership striker. Maybe his goals his goals he hasn't scored enough goals as he should do, but
he has involvements.
Exactly. And he's got people. Exactly. So Arsenal's a different beast who, like someone said, they would have. I think they have learnt from their experience of last season, and end of the day, we have to now. There's no other thing. We have to make sure we win.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Because Arsenal are dangerous.
Did you see the clips of Jesus? What he done to Dunk?
No.
The bag of tricks, was it?
Oh my gosh! It was a Samba football, proper Samba football. He was taking the mick, taking the mick out of him. Trust me.
Right. Jesus is like
he's a baller. You know what? He's just not an out and out striker. That's what people have to realize. He's a hell of a baller.
Thinking question for you: how do you think Jesus would look as a number 9 for Liverpool?
I think it'd be dope for us.
I think he would remind me similar, a bit like Firmino. Not an out and out striker, but he'd link that play, which is exactly what Jesus is doing. You remember we had Mane and Salah shining more than the man who's playing down the middle, and that's exactly what's happening in Arsenal.
Yeah,
exactly the same thing.
He could have done bits for us still.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a good player. Technically, he's good. Yeah, he dribbles.
Do we think that Klopp is trying to get Gakpo to be that sort of kind of player, like another Firmino, sits in the false 9 and can drop in, do bits? Do we think that Klopp has that capability? Firstly, and secondly, is that something that we think that's Klopp is moulding him into that sort of player?
I think so, and the reason why I say that is because, like we've all said before, he was playing mostly on the left, and since Klopp has had him down there, he's been playing him more centrally. And so you must see that. Well, you've bought him as a player who's been playing on the left, and you're playing him more so you must have a plan.
Yeah, and even this season, he's actually played him in midfield a few
that's
right. Cody's got the technical ability to do that false number 9 role. I just think the difference between Cody and a Jesus and a Bobby is just the aggression of which they play the game. They've got a real intensity about how they play, whereas Cody's a bit of a gentle giant.
Yeah. But
hopefully they can coax that out of him and send him to one of them little top stiff areas where man can try and mug him and he gets a bit tough.
So CW says that Elliot deserves a start. Anthony Herbert says, the whole team. I say, talk about the whole team is what we need to worry about. All right. Hey, welcome on board, little bro. He says Salah is a goal threat, so has to play. I would play Gomez as the holding mid. Ooh.
I would have put a man say that,
That's a curveball there.
I would have put a man say that Gomez.
Jesus get 35 goals for Liverpool.
So funny. Put that one back for me, please, Isaac. Anthony Herbert's come on to try and provoke us. Anthony Herbert, correct me. I know that you are an Arsenal historian, all right? I think Jesus has scored 18 goals for Arsenal. I think he's played 51 games and scored 18 goals. Correct me, though, Anthony. I don't support Arsenal, but I am confident those are his stats. So are you saying that? What I'm happy with that is Anthony Herbert supports Arsenal, and he's saying if Jesus was to come to Liverpool, we are a better team. Therefore, Jesus would score more goals. I'm thinking that's what Anthony Herbert's saying.
Yeah, I don't know if he's that or he's just trying to be
This
sarcastic.
is why I love you, you know. This is why I love you, you know. You just flip it.
Arsenal got the starting 11 to win the league. Just not sure they have the manager and depth off the bench.
Okay.
Like Pep ain't the one, man.
The real Jesus gets 35 goals. Not sure about Gabriel Jesus.
Hey, Artie, listen, this is freaking me out, bruv. Who is someone in someone in the closet or something? It's freaking me.
Oreo, man.
It's a duppy. Nice.
Yeah, but I'm like, does he know he's open?
You know, after frightened, man. Nah, it's Oreo, man.
It's Oreo, man. Or he's just doing his bits, guarding up the yard. He's just
Endo not ready for a game.
He's checking out what's in the garden, man.
Yes.
Oh, okay. See, no worries. As long as you know, it's fine, bro.
Yeah, man. Don't worry, man. We got this.
I got nightmares now.
For a game of this status.
And that's quite interesting. Fitzwarren, while you're tuning into the show, don't forget to place another comment. And this is in response to my response to you, okay? If Endo doesn't play as a number 6, who would you play instead?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask before I saw that comment. I said it's Thiago opening the door, you know. So exactly, Fitzwarren. If Endo's not ready, hold on, was it Fitzwarren who said no? He said he played Gomez there.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he played Gomez.
Gomez there, yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah. Ah, boy, interesting. So, gentlemen, what's your predictions for this game now? Score predictions.
2-2.
Do you know that's what Darren Bent said on Talk Sport today?
Okay. Oh.
And Andy Goldstein said the same thing. They both said 2-2.
I think
Chris Welsh said 2-2.
I think we're defensively quite strong right now. I think what's harmed us defensively has been a lack of cohesion in the final third and us getting caught in transitions, whereas Curtis is going to play, that then drastically reduces. Arsenal are good, but they've got, I think the whole of their left side is weak. I think off the ball, who's the German guy? Havertz is poor.
Havertz.
Gabriel loses his head. He lacks composure. He's good, but loses his head, lacks composure. We know about how raucous Anfield can be. And Zinchenko is there to get mugged. That side of their team is vulnerable. So, yeah. Lashings.
Right.
Tipper. Hopefully you hear this, Tipper. Lashings for your team, bro.
Listen,
Lashings.
Right. Adrian says, Elliot is a tidy player. I want him to break into the team, but he just doesn't put his chances away. For me, that's the difference between his development and Jones.
What's harsh?
That's harsh.
He scored last week.
Harvey can deliver. You see what I know it's completely different. You see what he's been doing for the under-21s. When he's got a chance, he knows where that goal is, you know.
Yeah, he's lashing the board as well, Harvey.
Yeah, but that's a fair comment, Adrian. Fair comment.
No, those stats are right, Sturdy. 18 goals in 51 games. Yeah. That's not bad, as he's not a 20-goal striker. So, Vinny says 1-1. Okay. Adrian says 3-2. And then he's saying quicker than Endo. He's talking about Gomez here.
Right, okay.
So Gomez being quicker than Endo. Endo's that midfield Jenga brick. Take it out. It's carnage in midfield. Rice is unreal. What a signing that was for Arsenal. Yeah, it was a big signing for them. And Anthony's going for 1-1 draw. Our weakness is our goalkeeper. Raya, I prefer Ramsdale. I think everybody does, to be honest. Everybody apart from your manager.
Strange,
very strange. Very strange move.
Yeah. So listen, Arteta's he's not made a rod off his own back, but he's lumped in and he's got to show face. He's got to stay with Raya. And for me, if what we normally do, first 15, 20 minutes, we just need to pepper that goal. Pepper.
Yeah, but no, you know what? For me, bro, listen, this is my job, man, on the line here. I'm holding up my hands and saying I make a mistake, bro. You're already benched. Ramsdale, Get back in between the sticks, bro. I don't give a month. Yeah, straight up and down. This is and what? I'm gonna be there, stay now. So let's hold the faith. Let's hold the faith until I get sacked. And then what? I'm sacked. And he's still at the club.
Well, we have to wait. We have to watch this space, really, isn't it? Because it's an ongoing. It's an ongoing drama.
Nah, man, he's for me. I'd have to drop him. I'd have to hold him hand. Even if I did bring him in, I'm bringing him in at the first point of ball. He needs to come in as backup because Ramsdale ain't really done nothing wrong for me, and it means my keeper. We finished second to Man City. Not a bad thing. So you know what? Next season, if I'm looking to improve and whatever, I'll bring him in, but you have to come in and earn your place. Not just come in and run up
did get a bit of diarrhea though last season as well.
Huh?
Like I said, Ramsdale did get a bit of diarrhea last season as well. Like he started making some crazy mistakes towards the end of the season.
Yeah, you know, he did make a few. Yeah, he did make a few.
Because his head got turned. Because he told Brentford early on that he's not signing a new contract, which only stipulates that he's looking at going somewhere else. He's already got his head turned right where his reps have come and said to him, Arsenal are interested. I can see why Arteta's gone with him in respect of that. He's probably, in previous seasons, Raya has been better with the ball at his feet, further and plus save ratio than Ramsdale was. But the difference is Brentford, they were conceding a lot more chances. So he had to make more saves. Whereas Arsenal, they weren't, yeah, you know what I mean? They weren't like Brentford. They weren't, getting those chances. But the thing is, Ramsdale was making those, he just looked really uncomfortable with the ball at his feet. And I just think Arteta thought, you know what? I feel more comfortable with Raya because he's better with his feet. But then Raya's then been found wanting as well. So
Ramsdale's better than Raya personally. I just don't.
Yeah, I think Ramsdale's better.
I just don't think Ramsdale is that good. Because I would look at it like this and say, when was the last time a team won the league and they had an inferior goalkeeper to either Raya or Ramsdale?
Can't.
You have to say maybe Leicester.
Leicester, Sir Michael.
Better than those two.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, like Lee said, you must see something. I said must see something in Raya. It'll be very interesting to see what Arsenal supporters' thoughts are on that particular situation, because when you're going for a title, you want one thing you want settled is a goalkeeper.
So this is it.
You want the goalkeeper to be the mainstay. Where he's looking to do 6 games with Raya, 6 games with Ramsdale, like
nonsense.
It's been shown and tested. It's been tried and tested. It don't work.
Well, the best Arsenal goalkeeper they sold to Aston Villa.
Yeah, to Barkside.
Yeah,
imagine that. Nuts, man, nuts. And he's doing bits for them right now.
Like for me,
he's a World Cup winner now, isn't he?
Wanting to upgrade on Ramsdale personally. I think he's good, but do I think he's title winning good? Probably not. I just think if you are going to upgrade on him, you don't get Raya. Like,
Nah.
Cheap alternative, isn't it?
Well, yeah, good luck to him, man.
Yeah, good luck to him, mate. Good luck. Like I said, I'll be interested to hear Arsenal supporters take.
Lashings.
I'm telling you.
But that's an Arsenal problem, because we've got the world class goalkeeper, so that's their problem, not ours.
We need to bring the smoke, man. We need to bring the smoke 100%. 100%, man. Trust me. Oh boy.
I think he goes Trent in midfield, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Here we go.
I think he does. I think he goes Trent, Szoboszlai, and Jones.
I've got to be honest, the last few performances, like, Endo just goes and does the dirty work, brother. And for me, he's put himself about.
Yeah, but sometimes he's doing a bit too much dirty work for me. Every time he goes in for a tackle, I'm a bit like, oh my God. Is he going to get sent off or...
Yeah, but you remember. But if you remember when he first came, he looked kind of weak, innit?
Mm.
And now all of a sudden, now he's realised. Listen, he's got to put himself about, and he's putting himself about freely, and he's picking up little bits and pieces. But I don't mind that because he's adjusting to the Premiership, because the German league and the Premiership, two different kettle of fish. And he found out early doors. Listen, you need a bit of strength in this league, and I think he's going to get better. Yeah, man.
I like that, man. He says key battles: Trent's side and Zinchenko's side. Both offer a lot attacking wise, both questionable defensively.
I just think Klopp can do something very, very straightforward and just play Gomez, and it shuts it down. Shuts it down. And then does
that take something away from us, where we've been playing a lot of games with the structure of Trent at right back, and then as the games go on, Trent is getting that little bit more of he's getting more space to get onto the ball, and teams are having to adjust to us in respect of trying to stop Trent from getting the ball. So does that stop us from kind of with Gomez right and then Trent central? Do we lose something?
I think we could, but I just think we've seen how the team looks a lot more balanced when we've just got somebody on that side of the pitch who wants to just like hold the width. And I also just think if Gomez holds the width, then it allows Mo to play how Mo wants to play, especially if Gap goes through the middle and Mo can just do that out to in thing and literally just exploit Gabriel and Zinchenko. And then, but yeah, I take your point. I'm not sure if this inverted thing's working properly right now. But
that was my next point. Like we've raving about Trent coming inside, but then subconsciously, have we kind of thinking, well, has that had an effect on Salah and his performances? Has that had an impact on him?
Yeah, because Mo's having to hold the width now, especially, he's meant to be holding the width.
Yeah, meant to be.
He was holding the
width.
But he hasn't got Trent. He hasn't got Trent coming down on the outside.
Has to be him.
So
Ramsdale better shot stopper. If Arteta don't win anything, he be gone.
Wow.
Warren says we need to buy Andre straight after the World Cup Championships.
That'd be interesting. So that kicks off tomorrow at 6 o'clock. So we'll wait at 8 o'clock to see whether it's a 6 o'clock kickoff tomorrow.
He's a headless chicken in that DM role. Basically, he's good, but he's headless.
Nah.
Don't agree.
Nah. Man, American, nah.
Yeah, God, flipping heck. Yeah. Well, gentlemen, as always, it's been a blast, man. It's been a blast. And I must say, I am looking forward to the game.
Oh, definitely.
And partly because I think it'd be more exciting because Arsenal will attack more.
Yeah.
It should give us more space to attack them as well. So
it's game on, man. It's game on.
A lot more exciting than that bloody Man United debacle. I'll tell you that much, man.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I'm glad I missed that part of the show.
Yeah, I think you did that on purpose, didn't it?
I didn't have kind words to say. I've got to be honest. So it was better that I didn't say nothing.
Yeah. But yes, okay, peoples. Do remember we will be back next week, same time, same place. We will be discussing the game against Arsenal, the result, and further upcoming games. I think we'll have to have something a bit special as well because it's Christmas time, gentlemen. So yeah,
man.
Look out, yeah, man. So get your pens and papers ready, lads. Yeah, thinking caps on. We'll be testing the knowledge. I'll be back at it. Gonna make this a special. Might have to make it a Christmas quiz.
Christmas quiz. Hey, if you've got a Christmas quiz
on in this year, blah blah blah. At Christmas time, Liverpool played, blah blah. Yeah, let's see how far. Let's see how the memories work.
On it. Love a quiz.
I'm gonna
love that.
I am gonna be on it. Yeah, Stoney, you might have some competition there with Dr. Blake. I tell you.
Listen. I embrace everything. It's so good, man.
I love a quiz still.
I'll make sure next week I have some of that cucumber juice that Sony has, boy.
You better start drinking some from now.
Yeah, doesn't ya?
Boy,
That's a
cucumber juice
start.
round him up, innit? Round him
Wow.
up that day, boy.
Chris said a Christmas quiz. Who's played more games, Thiago or Keita?
That's hard.
Yeah, that's deep.
To be fair, I'll put my bets on Thiago. I got to be.
Bro,
Yeah,
apparently they
yeah.
said Naby's played for like 84 minutes all season.
Yeah, bro. You know.
84 minutes.
Preds, my brother.
Hey, listen, it's been a pleasure. That's why I rushed back to make sure that I have a little chat with the boy, with the man, them, and to wish everybody.
Like rushing, yeah.
Yeah, you can see. Anyway, don't worry about that. But anyway,
just sit back and move slow, mate. I'll tell you.
just want to wish you and all the viewers a very Merry Christmas. Very Merry Christmas. Is it Merry Christmas? Happy Christmas, Merry New Year. No, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. That's it.
Okay, Dr. Blake.
Blessings, my brothers. It's been great. It's been a great year. And yeah, man, we're gonna get some festive cheer over the weekend when we just rock up them gunners, man. Serious. Tipper, you're gonna be in the cave, bro.
Tell him,
from now on.
For him, man. Trust me.
Look at Dr. Blake.
Time and a half. You get me, brother Stoney.
Yeah, thanks once again, gents, for a brilliant show. And I can reiterate what everyone said. Look, this Saturday will be victorious against Arsenal in the league, and we're going to do the same thing against you on the 7th of Jan in the FA Cup. So listen, it's just one of those things. Gooners, just get prepared. It's been a brilliant show. Everyone that's tuned in, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week, Thursday.
CW's on a roll, by the way.
He's on it, innit? He's on it.
Okay, peoples. Peace out.